Lives are devastated and lost, and families are torn apart. Sacrifice is rarely worth the price. My brothers had to decide between the cause of the Confederacy and the lives of their family. When I saw them with our mother and heard that they had become deserters, I couldn't believe it. But I knew why they did it. For the family.
Oh, alright, this is the review for Call of Juarez 2, Bound in Blood. This is a kind of like a sequel, but more of a prequel. Of course it's a sequel, it's number 2. It is the second game of the Call of Juarez series, and probably the last one. But this is also a prequel to the first game, so if you played the first game, you might know a little bit of what happens in this game. I didn't play it, I watched a walkthrough of it, so I knew kind of what it was about, but I still had some surprises in there that I really didn't know about in the first one because they didn't explain it. So anyway, watch the rest of the review to find out what I really think about this game. Okay, now the story for Call of Juarez Bound in Blood is actually really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. Now, you know I'm not really good at explaining stories, so I'll just pretty much leave it at that. You can read the description. I did play the game. Don't say it didn't, because I can't really explain the story that good. I'm not good at explaining stories, alright? I'll be honest. I'll make it really confusing. I'll make you really not want to ever play the game ever for never. And that's not going to happen because I really want you guys to play it. Oop, ruined the review right there. Anyway, let me go on to the next part, which is sound. Okay, now the graphics for Call of Juarez Bound in Blood, I'll say it's kind of a mixed bag. On my HD TV, it looked freaking really good, I thought. But on my regular TV, it kind of looked a little chunky. I know, that sounds weird. It looked a little chunky. I mean, some parts, the people's faces look chunky. The way their mouths move, the character models are actually good, but when their mouths move, they just look weird and plasticky, to me at least. But the explosions and the gunfire and all that stuff is good, so I'd say the graphics are decent. I like the way you could look over at the mountains and it looks like fantastic and stuff. The fire effects are cool. You can do some really cool things like shoot lamps and fire will go spread some places so you can kill enemies. I think the concentration mode is really good and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's get on to the gameplay part, and yeah, the graphics are decent. So yeah. Okay, now the sound for Call of Juarez Bound in Blood is actually really good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. Some of them are cheesy, maybe for the Apaches in this game. I don't like some of them. Some of them just sound American. I mean, the main Indian guy, I forgot his name. I think it's like a fucking Burning River or something like that. He just sounds like the stereotypical Indian. I will avenge my family, like that. I mean, come on. And some of them actually sound white. I mean, come on. Can't they just sound like Indians, but not like well, they don't sound like that, but anyway, I like the sound. The McCalls brothers are voiced really good. They're voiced by the same people in the first game, even though one of them is absent in the first game. I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, I think the voice acting for them are great, and those are the two people you'll be hearing most of the time. And everybody else was decent. I liked it a lot. And the gun sounds and the explosions and shit, you feel like you're back in time. Back in time. Well, you're back, you feel like you're back into the Civil War era. Anyway. Now, even though I liked everything about this game, I would have to say that the gameplay is the best part. Oh, what'd you think? I was going to say bad. No. It is the best part. Every time I played this, I was like, I'm trying to get headshots with guns. The guns felt really like Civil War guns. The rifles, it took a little while to reload, but if you upgrade them and stuff, they won't, of course. But, they did feel really, really, really like a Civil War gun. And I liked the platforming with Thomas, who is one of the McCalls brothers. The other one's Ray, by the way. Anyway, I like the little platforming he does. I know in Call of Juarez 1, platforming sucked, but in this one, I liked it. The little, you get a lasso and latch to it. Most of it's just regular shooting. You can get on horses a couple of times. There is also multiplayer, which is actually really fun, even though kind of cheap in some places. I really thought it was kind of cheap because I would get spawn killed a lot, or I would get killed by two guys attacking me, and then for some reason they wouldn't attack each other, even though it was a Slayer game. So, yeah, I thought it was very fun multiplayer. And the story mode's really fun. I talked about concentration mode. The concentration mode's really good. There's a cover system, which really, it's kind of a useless cover system, but it's kind of decent. There's also other weapons like bow and arrows and silent knives. I call them silent knives because if you throw them, you don't hear anything. Because they're supposed to be for stealth, so you don't hear whoosh. You just hear, yeah. So, I mean, really, if you threw a knife, would you really hear whoosh? Anyway, the gameplay is really fun. This whole game is fun. But let me go on to the entertainment part, and I'll be done. Alright, I guess by now you could tell that I really enjoyed this game. It was really fun. I would say definitely pick it up. It's only $40 now, even though it's only been out for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. It's only been out for that long, and it's still $40 right now. I mean, there's still people playing online. It's still fun online, so after you're done with the story, which is only about, I beat it in 5 hours, but I played on easy. Of course, I always play on easy. I died a lot, though. And there's also, what I forgot to mention, there's also quick draw mini games where you fight a guy and you have to quick draw. You know what quick draw is, man. You just when you hear the bell, you just go whee, boom, dead. So yeah, quick draw is pretty fun. It's kind of annoying, and yeah, the game isn't even the easiest on easy difficulty. So it's a fun game. If you can find it for $30 or $40, I definitely recommend picking it up. I would even say maybe get it for $60 if you can. It's a fun game. I really love this game. I can't wait for a third one. Even though I don't like the first one, they got a good idea on this. They improved some of the parts, like the graphics, maybe the controls a little bit, but I didn't mind them that much. I got headshots galore also. Anyway, this game is really fun. Check the description for the full scores for each part. And thank you for listening. It's a really good game. Go check it out whenever you can. So yeah, bye.